Hey everyone, so I've been playing Raiden for a little bit now, and so wanted to go over a quick little guide on how to play her to her utmost potential, and with that, let's move on to the guide. So firstly, let's start with her weapons, and first up we have the best in slot and the weapon that was released alongside with her, and that is the Engulfing Lightning. Now this weapon is amazing. Like most weapons released with the character, it offers a high amount of attack with energy recharge, which is in fact her best stat due to not only her passive, which gives her more electro damage, the more energy recharge she has, but also the artifact set, which further increases the damage on her elemental burst, but more on that later. So the passive of this spear will give you more attack depending on her energy recharge, as well as increasing her energy recharge after each elemental burst. So this is amazing, and if you are lucky enough to get this weapon, then definitely use it. Other 5-star weapons that are pretty good on Raiden include the Skyward Spine, which also offers energy recharge, as well as a decent passive that will give you crit rate and spawn vacuum blades on normal and charged attacks. The Staff of Homa will give you a huge increase in HP, as well as making any otherwise pretty useless HP rolls decent due to the passive that increases your attack depending on how much HP she has. Now then, onto the 4-star weapons. So the best 4-star weapon, as well as the best free to play weapon, is the new fishing weapon added to the game, the Catch. Now you can get this weapon by doing the new sort of fishing minigame and collecting enough fish to turn it in. So the great thing about this weapon is not only do you not have to spend any money to obtain it, you can also get it to refinement level 5, which somewhat easily, although it will take a bit of time. So this offers energy recharge in the main stat, which, as discussed before, is very good on Raiden. The passive will increase her elemental burst damage and crit by quite a bit, which with Raiden you'll be spamming your burst quite a bit, so this is really good. Other notable 4-stars include the Deathmatch, which is that BP weapon and is pretty good, especially its main stat, and also the Blackcliff pole, which gives a nice boost to her crit damage. So next up we have Artifact. So as I mentioned before, her best in slot is the Emblem of Severed Fate. This artifact set was pretty much made for Raiden, as it offers energy recharge, as well as increasing the damage of her elemental burst the more energy recharge you can stack, which is very nice and make those energy recharge rolls very good. So as for the artifacts you want to be going for, it's going to differ depending on which equipment you have. So for the sands, it's either going to be attack percentage or energy recharge. Now attack percentage will be slightly ahead in terms of damage, but energy recharge works really well due to the aforementioned artifact set, as well as her passive that gives her more electro damage per each point of energy recharge. Personally, I run an attack percentage stance, as I already have the Catch as my weapon, which has energy recharge, as well as I don't have a good energy recharge stance at the moment. Now the Goblet is either going to be attack percentage or electro damage. So if you already have a ton of energy recharge, then you'll have a ton of electro damage, so it's probably better to run attack percentage due to diminishing returns, otherwise run electro damage. Now for the circlet, like many other DPS characters, you either want crit rate or crit damage, depending on which one you're aiming for. Depending on which one you need, aiming for a 1:2 ratio. For the substats, you want to be focusing on crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage, and energy recharge. Elemental mastery can also be decent, HP as well if you are running the Staff of Homa. Now then, let's move on to her constellations and talents. So her constellations are really good, with her C1, C2, C4 being really good, and if you did manage to get any of these, then very nice. As for her talents, focus on her elemental burst, then her skill, finally her normal attacks. So now we move on to her teams. Now she is quite flexible, as she mainly shines in the support sub DPS sort of role. One very popular team going around right now is her paired with Eula. Sadly I did manage to get Eula, so I can't really talk about this comp that much, but one comp I like to run her in is Shinlin, Shinshu, Kazuha, and Raiden comp. This comp focuses on the vaporized pairing of Shinlin and Shinshu alongside Raiden and Kazuha, bringing both the damage amplification and utility the party needs. This comp will deal so much damage with all the reactions you can proc. You could also swap out Kazuha with someone like Bennett if you need the support, or even Chonyun for more reactions. Another very popular comp she's in is a fireworks based comp with Child, Shinlin, Raiden, and Bennett. So with this comp, your main DPS will be Child, who will, with his amazing hydro application skills, can proc many electro reactions with Xingling and Raiden, and then Bennett acting as his support. So this is a very powerful team that is also quite flexible, with Xingling being able to be swapped out for someone like Fischl, but at the end of the day, thankfully Raiden, due to how she works with her electro buff as well as her powerful burst, she can be put in most teams and do decently well. Experiment a little, you won't be disappointed. So with that, we come to the end. Raiden is an extremely strong electro character who is able to fit in many teams due to her kit, as well as boasting an incredible cool looking burst. And so if you did manage to get her, then definitely give her a try, you won't be disappointed. And as always, I wish you the best and see you next time.